Hello, my name is Coach Oyama. I have a passion to help you improve. I specialize in macro and I do all my coaching for free. All you got to do is DM me. Here's my resume and some things that I've done. Uh, yeah, let me help you improve. Hopefully, I can give you like 3 tips to help you improve by the end of this. Should be only like 20 minutes, depending on how. Right, replay code is not 30 minutes. Replay code is only 15 minutes. Right. I like talking more than I like watching the replay, but I feel obliged to watch the entire replay. 17 minutes. I'm pleased. All right, let's go ahead and see this. Yeah, I love the cat profile picture. That's really nice. So we're on Masters Force, Genji and Soldier, Godless. Okay, cool. This map, one of the only maps that I would say Genji is viable, to be honest. Masters 4, we're just above Diamond, right below GM-ish. I would say this is about the time to start thinking about some ult tracking and some pre-fight planning, knowing into adjusting your gameplay and being flexible to what the enemies have resource-wise in the macro gameplay. Okay. It'd be like that sometimes. You deflect and you don't get the dynamite or the bionate. It'd be like that. Okay. I like positioning, and so after these first couple of seconds, ooh, okay, very nice engage up on the high ground. I like that engage because I was about to talk about the enemy team composition and how you should be playing. Watch point Gibraltar is a mood. Just as a quick side lecture while I walk through this. Yo, let's increase your lethality here. I feel like your team really needs to take high ground. Watch point in Gibraltar is like infamous for high ground control. So you gotta Sojourn. I would say, okay, it's really hard in comp to play Watch Point Gibraltar correctly, because what you're supposed to do is have one DPS on cart and have everyone else rotate to the high ground and take the high ground. I feel like you're playing this pretty well. I'm gonna go over maybe your lethality in the short range. I feel like you're playing at this like awkward distance where you're just far enough to not hit your shurikens, but you're just close enough to make it seem like you're in a really good position. Okay. The enemies don't take high ground, and that's their downfall. That's one major reason as to why you're able to push in through here. Very nice. I mean, to a certain degree. These are good engages. Yeah, watch your dash distance there. That's important to memorize. And then stay connected to your supports, especially when you're low health. See, I'm just gathering a bunch of like small things, and we're gonna see which ones are the most important in your gameplay. Help you improve, that is. Taking high ground, very nice. Okay, I have a feeling that you have a really good idea of. Oh god. Okay, we need to work on the mechanics a little, but you have a really good idea of what you should be doing, or at least where you should be positioning to provide the most value, which is really good. Oh, I like that wall climb. That's cheeky. Okay, very nice nanoblade. I'll give you props on that one. That was pretty good. You're on a nano juice, so you kind of had to do it, even though it was a bit early. But okay, first point and second point, because you're the most mobile and you have a hit scan DPS that wants to take high ground. I recommend you be on cart and you have the off angle. Look to punish the enemies. Oh, okay. Be able to punish the enemies and go in and abandon cart when needed. Okay. Definitely, honestly, your positioning is really good. But the downfall is how well you're able to kill people. So, yeah, I'm gonna be talking about what you can do to try to improve your lethality here. Well, I don't want to say your positioning is really good because then you'll let your guard down. Because, especially in the pre-fight and setup of these team fights here, you can be on the cart. Not necessarily on this fight, on the fights before that. You can definitely be on the cart. Even though it doesn't seem like you're providing a lot of value, you're freeing up the resources for your team to go. Very nice kill onto that one. I like that. trading your life for that right here, I feel like it's pretty worth it. And it only so happens to be that your team pushes through. But if you were to trade your life there and then play for Nanoblade this next fight, that would have been really cool. Oh, your team just pushes through, yeah. Alright, it'd be like that sometimes. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have to do the heavy lifting and your team just does it for you, that's always nice. But that was a good play, trading your life for the Ana and Res. Okay. I feel like that you're a bit far up. Okay, I think... Honestly, I think your gameplay, you could hit GM5 pretty easily, only because it seems to me like you know the tempo and you have a really good control over your positioning and movement. It's just the thing that's holding you back is your lethality. So that it's more of tempo rather than positioning. Even though it is a little bit of positioning, but your macro positioning on where you like, kind of where you should be at all times. Ooh. Awareness, sorry. But your macro positioning of where you should be, or what areas you should be contesting, and then in the neutral or in the pre-fight and setup, you have a really good idea. Okay, I like this flank a lot. Yeah, this is a really good position. Well, I feel like you go in really early here. So, you're using... It's funny, because, like, I feel like I'm watching a really good Genji player, and then you kind of, like... Yeah, you set yourself up for success, and then at the very last second, instead of doing... like a lethal play to the enemies and getting a lot of value, you like fumble the bag and like do something. Oh god. Alright, that was pretty unlucky. I thought your Mercy was gonna heal you there. Yeah, but you fumble the bag by like at the very last second. For example, on the high ground, you're on a really good position where you can just keep on continuing to poke them down and then go in once they're low, but then you end up like dropping before you create an advantage to go in. Like here, it's really good positioning here. You're up in the front line, ready to engage onto the enemies because there's not really a side angle that you can go on. Okay, this is a good engage there. What is that turret glitched out doing? I think I'm going to talk about off and uptime, or down and uptime, because I feel like you're trying to get too much uptime. Very nice. That's very good mechanically. Very good. Ooh. Yeah. All is good. Wait, you killed the Mercy and then your Mercy died to the door. Oh my god. What am I watching? Okay. I thought you killed the Torb there, to be honest, when you swung. I think you also thought that you killed the Torb. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, this is very good. Yeah, it's so funny watching your gameplay because you're like this close from being a really, really good Genji player, and sometimes you just like, I gotta sniff out what it is exactly, like the overarching thing, because I can nitpick all the small things, but that doesn't really help you, because then you're gonna nitpick 100 small things rather than, you know, like give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Okay, so going to this one. I've never seen the soldier skin. It looks so funny. Oh, what is this movement? Man's got happy feet. Okay. Yeah, I feel like your gameplay here on Soldier is way more consistent with your consistent with how your personality in game, I'm gonna say. Because I feel like you play a much more slow, progressive game. And maybe it's just that you weren't in the right mindset to play Genji. But like here on Soldier, you're getting much more value off of just providing a slow, consistent, like, creeping wave of damage compared to your Genji gameplay where you are... Genji is very explosive and Soldier is very consistent, needless to say. Okay, one advice on your micro. I can tell you're panicking. How can I tell that you're panicking? Maybe it's your aiming style, but I'm pretty sure you're panicking rather than just being calm. If you can get your aim down where you're not jittering, I feel like you'll play much better. Even though the jitters might be where the magic is held, but I feel like there's a lot of situations where you're too focused on your jittering and not focused enough on your decision-making, positioning, and just your mechanics. Okay, very nice. Okay. I'm gonna go over your deaths here also. You die? No, you didn't die. It just says reviving. I thought you died and got revived. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, really nothing that you could do about that. You couldn't even position better because you were in a really good position anyways. Very nice positioning. So the only thing again is the jittering. Marking the soldier is very good. And marking the sojourn. I like this. I like this. I really like it. You're on a hard flank, but it's worth it because you know their enemy DPS are disconnected. Come back into the fight. What's going on here? Oh, that's what's going on. You die? I don't think you die. Your supports are on you. Alright, needless to say. Yeah, your positioning is very good. I feel like maybe you're like GM in a different role, and so you know what to do. So at this point it's more of, hey, wait. Mastering the character that you're on. And using the character to their full potential. Playing very well here. What rank was this again? Masters 4? Pretty good. Pretty good for Masters 4. Yeah, alright. Using the chokehold, pushing forward, very nice. I like this. I don't get why your Mercy isn't damage boosting you all the time, but that's why. Okay. It seems as if her brain is in the gutter as well as her soul now. Okay, so this entire event happened because you walked over to the right side when in the pre-fight, and so you put yourself at this weird angle. Yeah, as soon as this Doom came in and killed your Mercy, please rotate. I noticed a lot of the time DPS players fail to recognize when they need to just rotate and stop shooting. Because you're like, oh, I'm rotating. I'm on this off angle on the side. But as soon as they push through this choke, you're screwed. Right? And so you should just be in a moment where you're like, as soon as that Mercy dies, you should just be running. Like, just like running. Because like now you're screwed. Now you're like completely offline. And so it's, in essence, you're dead and you're just staggering. But like, it's screwed because you have to just like keep on running. Like run, force, run. Because there's a chance that you get out and reset and provide value once again. But you, in essence, just died. Like, that was 7 seconds. 7 seconds for you to respawn and then run back. That was more than 7 seconds right there. Just like running around in circles, like trying not to die because you're just because of your positioning, not because of their ults, really. So, knowing when to reposition, especially on Gibraltar, this map is so punishing. Oh, okay. I think you know about the visor. If you hit E and then Q right after, it cancels the animation of putting down your healing pad. But very nice. What? What is going on? I fast forwarded. Oh, okay. The game ended. Put me back here. Okay, so on your Genji, let's talk about your lethality. So tempo and lethality. So when you go in, you want to go in very explosive on Genji. Take the high ground, and then as soon as they get to like 150 health, just like all in them. Just go in and trust your mechanics and go for it. On Soldier, I feel like your mechanics, or like your overall mechanics, I feel like you're very anxiety induced. But no, I'm not gonna put anxiety. But calm down while you're using while you're aiming and moving, because especially at the beginning of this round, I feel like you're using a lot more attention in your strafing when you don't need to use that attention for your strafing, and you can use it more so for your positioning and deciding when to go in and the ebb and flow of the team fight. True, this is really hard because you had really good positioning. I think I'm just gonna go over 2 then, because your tempo needs to be like. Let's go back to an example here on Genji where I felt like a couple of times you had really good positions and then you kind of just like ruined your position. Almost. It's weird because it's like you had a good position and you're supposed to kill people, except you just don't go all in. Like right here. Okay. 1, you're missing your shots because you're nervous. But you should just go for it. Like, just go for it. She's not looking at you. Like, right here. Just go. Just go. Just, like, walk up to her, like, and go in. Okay. Another example on 3rd point here. Yeah, up here. You have a really good position, and so you don't need to drop. No. You don't need to drop. And, wasn't this team fight specifically that I wanted to look at. Up here, you have a really good position here. No one can test you. You're uncontested. You're completely uncontested. If the Sojourn jumps up, then you're going to 1v1 her because you're still connected with your supports. And so if you just sit up here and then like keep on spamming like this and then go in when they're 1 health, or like not even go in like right now because your team's not with you. Even if you get this kill, like what are you going to do? Or your team is with you. But needless to say, you need to guarantee these kills. Like, yeah, I don't know, because it's such a close call. I really feel like this was a combination of uncontrolled mechanics because you're too nervous about killing rather than actually killing. So perhaps the first tip that I'm going to have for you on your movement and control, because this is so hard. This is so hard. It's so close, but it's so far. The mechanics, you need to control your movement first. So your movement comes first. Like, you need to control your movement because you can't aim without your movement. Then second, you can get your aiming and your dashes down. Get the correct distances every single time. Make sure that you dash at their feet when you need to, or behind them when you need to. Get your 180 melee right click melees down perfectly, and then we can start talking. Yeah, so that's the tempo and lethality part. Man, I honestly think that we should like dumb it down to just 1 point, and then the rotations would be secondary. I think you have a really good idea of where you need to position, at least on this map. I'm just gonna still mention it just as rotations, but it's not as important as like get your movement down so then you can kill a Torbjorn right there, and then get your aim down so you guarantee that kill on the Torbjorn. Otherwise, you had a really good positioning up on that high ground. Maybe using your positioning more so to guarantee your kills and all in even harder. That would be the only other thing. Otherwise, I think you're pretty set. You should just really focus on those two things right now, because those are your weakest areas, and focusing on those two will provide